Marty, because we're gonna start soon. Can I get you to stand here? So first Marty, then Tyler. Good morning, everyone. What a joy it is to be here with you this morning. And wow, do we have a service for you today. Unity San Francisco has annual rituals that we do throughout the year, a way for the community to come together in celebration and in support. And the Memorial Day service for us is a powerful day of coming together in support. So thank you in advance to everyone who sent in their pictures of someone perhaps who they would like held in memory. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for us to hold and to lift high those who have served our country and those who we just miss, who are no longer with us in time and in space. And what we know in Unity teachings is the eternality that is the very truth of life itself. So to help us remember that right now, I'm going to invite Misa Malone to anchor the beginning of this service with the principles of truth that we know and stand as Unity San Francisco. I am light. You are light. We are light. Misa.
The brokenness inside. I am light. Light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I've left behind. I am light. Light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. Light. I am divinity defined. I am God on the inside. I am a star shining peace over it all. Light.
I am light. You are light. We are light. Let's take this into a time of prayer as we continue to anchor and to ground this truth, this awareness of our divinity. Living, breathing, expressing as each of us individually, so powerfully, so magnificently, just in this moment, opening to that which is the very truth of life itself, recognizing the light that I am, the light that you are, knowing that this is the space, the place that we are being invited to live from, to live as. Light, love, joy, grace in action. How good that is to know that this is the truth of our life, of all life, the eternality that is life. We give thanks right now, just opening our hearts in gratitude. That is the invitation for this and so much more. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everyone, for being with us this morning. And now I am going to invite Ken, who is in the sanctuary, to share with us the 5 principles. We're working through our 5 principles this month because there were 5 Sundays. Ken?
Hello, and thank you, Reverend Deanne, for that beautiful prayer. Hello to everyone who's joining us today for our service. I'm so excited to be here with you and look forward to sharing some new things with you. But first, I want to talk about our 5 basic unity principles. And today we're focusing on prayer. And so Reverend Deanne's beautiful example of what an affirmative prayer can be was perfect to start this morning. And I know through all of this crisis that my prayer work has kept me grounded, shifted me when I needed the shift and the adjustment, and allowed me to be more present to the good that is going on, the love and the joy in my life, the opportunities that lie before me. So our 4th unity principle is that through prayer and meditation, we connect with the divine source, the one. And I have had a visceral and practical experience of that during this shelter in place and this COVID pandemic. I invite you to explore your prayer practice as well, so that we can all be our highest and best self during this time. As I mentioned, we have a couple new innovations today. We've moved further and closer to our spiritual home here on Page Street. And today I have 2 of our musicians with us performing here in Page Street. So I'm excited about that, but I wanted to also reassure everyone that we're taking adequate precautions. We're never closer than 6 feet next to each other, and when we're not on platform like I am right now, we're wearing masks, so that everyone is safe and that we can continue to bring you our Sunday services. Another innovation in that is we're going to have a platform assistant with us here today, live and in person, and we've handled that in a very special way. So I'm going to invite him to come forward now, and we're going to shift cameras over here. Because it's my husband and partner, this is perfectly safe. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over the platform to JD and let him take you through the next steps.
Excellent. Thank you, Ken. I am pleased to be with you as your platform assistant today, and as an innovation. I've not been described that way very often, so welcome. And I want to draw our attention first to the spiritual connection card. Now, I've got an image of it in front of you. If you are participating in our service by being on the Unity website, the spiritual connection card is a little button that's highlighted there in red. Just click on that and it will bring up the spiritual connection card. If today you're joining us on YouTube or Facebook Live, you will see this in the comment section so that you can fill out the spiritual connection card. We ask everybody to do that. It really gives us a sense of what our reach is with the virtual services. One of the questions that you'll see there is this your first time joining Unity San Francisco? If so, click that box, let us know you're a first-time guest, and we will give you a gift, either email or snail mail, but we have a gift for everybody who's joining us for the first time. And I just want to welcome you for coming and being a part of our service this Sunday. And now I am thrilled to be able to turn things over to Misa Balone and Carl Pantel, who will take us through our first community song. It is Down in My Soul. It's a great song to get up and sing along. I invite you to do that. Take it away, Misa and Carl.
I hear the music, down in my soul. I hear the music, down in my soul. I hear the music, down in my soul. and the whole wide world is my home. I got a new day.
I got a new day
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I got a new day. Down in my soul. I got a new day. Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I love the silence. Down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I feel the power down in my soul. Do you feel the power? Hey, down in your soul. I feel the power down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Let's say it again, yes. And the whole wide world is my home. One more, and the whole wide world is my home. Come on, play that piano. Yes, and so it is.
And so now I'd like to invite JD to come back up to platform and to invite him to lead us into our announcements.
Excellent. We have so many things that are going on here at Unity San Francisco, even though it all has to happen virtually. I want to share some of the things that are coming up for the next few weeks with all of you. First of all, this Tuesday night, Dave Cooperberg, who is one of our licensed Unity teachers, will be doing his workshop on creative dreams. The information is there on the slide in front of you. I invite you to think about joining us for that, and if you want to, just register on the website for Unity San Francisco. Additionally, on Wednesday night this week, Reverend Ken and Karen Ray will be facilitating again their monthly Loving What Is practice group, where they work with the materials and the concepts of Byron Katie and her book, and we invite you to join us for that on Wednesday night of this week. And then next Sunday, at the end of service, after service is over, we're going to do a virtual town hall, and we invite everybody to stay for that or join us for that. So we have conversations both about where Unity San Francisco is today in terms of working through this shelter in place, but more importantly, our collaborative vision for the future and as we return in fuller force to this fabulous space. And then next Sunday, on June the 7th, we will be, 2 weeks from now, we will be having Reverend Deanne's ordination. And this has been a long journey that Reverend Deanne has been on. It is great to be able to finally pause and celebrate and acknowledge that journey and participate in her ordination. So mark your calendars for that on the 7th of June in our regular Sunday service. And now I will turn things back over to Carl Pantel for the next song, Circle of Life. Carl?
From the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, there's more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. There's far too much to take in here, more to find than can never be found. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky keeps great and small on the endless round. It's the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life. It's the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life.
Thank you, Carl. That was amazing. Oh. Wow. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow is actual Memorial Day, when we honor those who've fallen in the line of duty. And we've had a tradition, a ceremony, a ritual, if you would, here at Unity San Francisco for the last 8 years now, where we've honored all the people we've lost, holding a memorial service that is more expansive for us as an opportunity, a chance to grieve, to mourn, and to remember the amazing souls who have left us on this planet, left us in this physical form, but have also left behind a beautiful and a powerful legacy. And this day, and this ritual for me, is a way to honor that legacy, that truth, that wholeness. You see, for myself, I remember as a little child attending funerals. They were a family affair and got to see a lot of my relatives. But I also remember funerals, family funerals, as something that I would serve. I was an altar boy in our local Catholic church, Christ the King Catholic Church in Terrytown, Louisiana, which is a whole other story, suburb of New Orleans. And the first funeral mass I served as an altar boy was for a little girl who was 5 years old, and her obviously devastated family. As a parent of a soon-to-be 5-year-old right now, I have a new understanding of the grief that they must have been feeling. But as a young boy myself, it was powerful to watch the ritual. Even at that age and at that time, it was an open casket. I remember seeing the little girl's body, the first time I had seen a body, and the whole ritual of taking her to the graveside and her coffin going into the ground and her parents putting dirt on top of the coffin. All these years later, I still remember. And what I noticed as I grew up is that ritual, that closure, that grief, that public grief, seems to have left our society. More and more funerals are online right now. They have to be. But they are also with AstroTurf, no dirt. We don't stay for the interment. Open caskets are rarer and rarer. Cremation more popular. And there's nothing wrong with it. But I think an opportunity for grieving has left us. So when I was in school, I created this memorial service where we use these bulbs, these little flower bulbs, as a reminder of the circle of life, if you would. And then here we are in this year of 2020, and as I'm speaking, we are approaching 100,000 people in the United States who have lost their lives to this pandemic. And collectively, we've done nothing to mourn, to grieve, to acknowledge that incredible toll. I turn on the news or read an article and it has the number or a graph. So all these lives have become a graph for the nightly news. And they're people. They're mothers and fathers and sisters and children of all of us. A friend of mine, I discovered, passed away in New York City from coronavirus. Now, he had been battling cancer, struggling through it, and treatments weren't working. And when he developed coronavirus, they wanted to take him to the hospital, and he looked at his caregivers and said, "Don't waste a ventilator." And he died at home in his apartment. And that story made me love Robbie even more. That understanding of sharing, even and at our deathbed, the circle of life continues. So today, we are having an opportunity to have a ceremony, a ritual, to honor the people who have come through our lives and left a lasting, lasting legacy. We honor their gifts to us, our memories of them, the joy, the sorrow of losing them, and the faith that it's not all lost. You see, in years past when you were here virtually, I would hand out to you at this moment one of these little bulbs so that we could all plant them together. And I invite you to do that on your own, to find a bulb, a plant, something, to dig into some soil somewhere, even a pot like this one, as a memory, as a legacy builder for those we love who have passed on. So you see, everything that this flower was and everything that it will be is contained in this little tiny, dormant, dried up bulb. It holds this whole circle of life. So today, I plant this bulb for my friend Robbie, and I place dirt on top of it. As we do this ritual now virtually, you'll see pictures of many of our loved ones coming up on the screen as Misa and Carl sing for us. I invite you to let us hold this for you. We have planted over 100 bulbs in pots just like this that I will nurture and hold and care for all year. And when they're ready to bloom, I'll bring them back to this platform and show them to you blooming. Misa, Carl, thank you.
Without you, the ground thaws, the rain falls, the grass grows. Without you, the seeds root, the flowers bloom, the children play, the stars gleam, the poets dream, the eagles fly. Without you, the earth turns, the sun burns, but I die without you. Without you, the breeze warms, the girl smiles, the clouds move. Without you, the tides change, the boys run, the oceans crash, the crowd roar, the days soar, the babies cry. Without you, the moon glows, the river flows, but I die without you. The world revives,
Colors renew,
but I know blue, only blue, lonely blue, only blue. Without you, without you, the hand gropes, the ear hears, the pulse beats. Without you, the eyes gaze, the legs walk, the lungs breathe.
mind
The
churns,
mind turns,
the heart
and
yearns,
the tears dry. Without you, life goes on, but I'm gone, 'cause I die
Thank you. Now it's time for our spiritual practices. If you're watching on our website, I invite you to click the button that says Spiritual Practices. On YouTube or Facebook, there's in the description, there's a link for them so that you can click the buttons for the spiritual practices or write in your own, and you'll get an email copy of it for yourself. The first is to honor the legacy of those who came before us. What a great opportunity that this holiday presents for us to really be honoring each other, to take time to grieve their loss, and to foster the memories of our ancestors, of you and my ancestors, to tell the stories, to create something that passes down that legacy, those memories, and to throw away all timetables. Grief, mourning is not subject to the rotation of the planet or the seasons or anything else. Throw away all expectations of how long it takes to grieve something. For the memory itself contains the grief, and we build our lives around that. So there is no time. Thank you. I'm going to turn the service back over to Reverend Deanne.
Thank you, Ken. We do have one more powerful spiritual practice, and that is the practice of giving and receiving. It is through your generous donations that this kind of service, this virtual experience in the midst of a pandemic, is actually possible. How powerful it is for us to still be able to come together and anchor spiritual principles as a community. And it is your giving that makes all of this possible. So there are many ways that you can give. If you are on our website, there is a button underneath the live stream that says make a donation now. And Katie's going to throw that link up if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. You can also text to donate. You would text Unity SF to 44321. And we also love getting checks. So if you want to drop a check in the mail to 240 Page Street, that's a great way to support this kind of powerful and deeply moving programming that is so important for our human spirit, for our mental health, and for our spiritual well-being. So now I'd like to invite Susan Ives. She is the treasurer of the board, and she is going to share with you why it is that she gives to Unity San Francisco. Susan?
Thank you, Reverend Deanne. My name is Susan, and I'm on the board of Unity San Francisco. I'm here to tell you why I give to this organization and this community. Like you, I have been concerned about what's been happening lately. I've had disappointments, had some fears, and worry about the future. I have found that by reaching out and falling back on some of the teachings that I've learned here, I have been able to overcome and see opportunity where I didn't think there was opportunity. In late February, I was very excited because my son and daughter-in-law were having my first grandchild. And I was looking forward to flying back to the East Coast, where I'm from, to hold him, to meet him, to smell him, to just love him physically and emotionally and be there for my son and see my son as a father. And, you know, given the circumstances of what was happening, that just wasn't possible. So we did FaceTime. I did talk to my father, who's 91, and my stepmother on separate occasions, and my sister. You know, something was missing, and I don't know who thought of it, but all of a sudden someone came up with the idea to have a weekly family Zoom. And that's what we've been doing for the last 3 weeks or a month or so. And it's just been wonderful. I had no idea. Seeing him, Owen, grow. So it was just that touchstone that you have. And because of unity in the teachings and my friends and the companionship and the classes that have told me that we are not victims, we are divine. I think I was open to that possibility. We have the power to control our our destiny, to make our destiny our story, our beautiful, wonderful story. And this is why I give to Unity San Francisco. And this is why I encourage you to give to Unity San Francisco, and also to reach out to this community, because this is a community where you can say that you're sad or you're struggling, and people will hold you up and hold you up in prayer and hold you up in, just company and companionship. I encourage you to attend the salons, listen to the talks, participate in the classes and the meditations, and just turn to something positive in your life. And thank you for listening to me and attending this service today.
Thank you for that, Susan. Touching, and we appreciate all that brings to mind for us as we move into our offering affirmation today. We have an offering affirmation that we say each time that we make our contribution, be it virtually or actually, to Unity San Francisco. And so I will say this once and then invite you the second time to join me and say it with me. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I joyously give and receive. Know that with me.
Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I joyously give and receive. So it is.
So it is. And now, back to Misa.
All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. For it all, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Grateful for it all, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Grateful for it all.
And now it is time for our blessing of the children. Thank you, Misa. Thank you. It was wonderful to see all those great faces in the video.
What moves me the most when I look at the history of the kids we've had in the church are the foster children that you and I have brought in, and guests who've only come one or two times but have brought their kids with us, as well as our own family that's here almost every time. This is the part of the service where we highlight not just the children in our community, but the children in our hearts, and that's with the blessing of the children. As you're used to, I will say it once and then ask you to know it with me. And I ask, as you listen to these words and you say these words, you think about what that would have been like to have heard that as a child. You are God's perfect child. We love you exactly the way you are. Together,
You are God's perfect child. We love you exactly the way you are.
and so it is.
And so it is. And now we bring in Deanne.
Hey, Ken.
Welcome. It's so good to be on platform together now.
I know. I know. It's awesome. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody.
Oh, thanks are in order, huh?
Oh, there are so many thank yous in order. So yes, thank you to all who made this service possible. It really does take a village. To our fabulous team, to the music team. Wow, just hitting it out of the park week after week after week after week. So Carl, thank you for coming back and blessing us yet again. To Misa, just yeah, you are awesome. And we also want to thank the prayer chaplains because they've been holding space throughout this entire process for all of us. They've been sitting vigil and they are available for prayer. So if there is something that you would like held in prayer, you can fill out a prayer request. If you're watching on our live stream, there's a button right underneath the live stream so that you can fill out a prayer request. You can ask that we get back to you via email or by phone, or you can just, say that it's okay. We don't need to get back to you, but know that your prayer request is being held in that powerful, powerful prayer field. Ken?
So we also have some ways to support you. Every day, Monday through Friday, Reverend Deanne is doing her Peace in the Midst meditation. That's at 12 noon. You can find the link on our website. And Reverend Elizabeth is doing her sound healing meditation at 9:45 a.m., 7 days a week. It's a beautiful service. You can also find that link on our website. Then immediately following today's service, we have a spiritual salon, a place for us to come together and talk about things that we need to share as a community. You can come to listen, you can come to participate, and you will find the link again on our website.
We also have some upcoming events as well. Dave Cooperberg is doing his dream workshop, and Ken, you and I keep talking about how alive our dreams are. This is really a powerful place to come together and to dive in, applying Unity principles, Unity's sort of framework to dreams. We also have on this Wednesday evening, instead of a spiritual salon, what we are doing is it's loving what is. So this is based on Byron Katie's work. It's an opportunity to be with perhaps some of your judgments, some of your own self-judgments, and be able to turn those around. So that's going to be Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And then we also have our virtual town hall meeting coming up. So next Sunday, after service, there won't be a spiritual salon. Instead, we're having our virtual town hall meeting. And so if you are a member, of course, please, we would love to have you be with us. It's an opportunity for us to check in with you and for you to check in with us. There's a lot going on here, as I'm sure you're aware. And even if you're not a member, if you'd like to find out more about Unity San Francisco, if you'd like to find out more about who we really are, please do know that you are welcome to attend our virtual town hall meeting next Sunday, immediately after service. Ken?
Great. And thank you, Deanne. I'm going to say goodbye to your beautiful Pip right now because I'm going to invite Misa and Carl to come back into that space and sing our closing song with us. We love you and adore you. Can't wait to see you next week, Deanne.
Well, love you and adore you too. Bye, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. And as Misa and Carl take the platform again, I invite you all to stand if you want to and sing along with us to our closing song, True Colors.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all. The darkness inside can make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
And now it's time for our transformational affirmations. I honor the legacy of those who came before me. I take time to grieve my losses. I foster memories of our ancestors. I love eternally. And so it is.
And I see my true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So we're not afraid to let them show our true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Oh, that's the longest drum ending ever.